The day my dad dropped me off at the movies was the day my life was forever changed. I was 9 years old, and I'd learned most of what I knew from the nuns at the convent. I was prayerful, I was polite, I was quiet and obedient. I followed the rules, I never yelled. My mom wanted me to grow up to be an educated and proper young lady, and she didn't want me to go to the movies until I was older because the nuns at school said movies were a bad influence on the proper behavior of young girls. So I was always trying to be really good, and I was thinking about becoming a nun or maybe even a saint when I grew up. But my dad insisted it didn't matter a hill of beans what the nun said. "Get in the car, kiddo," and he called to Mum. "I'm taking her along with me while I run a few errands." Mum called back, "Don't you dare take her to the movies, and for heaven's sakes, do not go looking at new cars." Dad winked at me and called back to my mum, "Honey, you just have to trust me." As he drove away in his 1949 Chevrolet with me on the seat beside him, he said to me, "Never mind what your mother says. Don't pay her any attention. You're going to love the movies, kiddo. Just you wait and see." Dad dropped me off at the Fairlawn movie theater. "Get in the lineup, honey. Here's enough money for a ticket and some Cracker Jack popcorn." Then he drove off in the direction of the Chevrolet car lot down the street. I stood at the back of the lineup, feeling out of place and so alone, all by myself behind a bunch of kids who knew each other. I didn't know anyone. But pretty soon I had my ticket, and then I bought a box of Cracker Jack popcorn. I found a seat. The lights went out, and curtains opened, and music started. All the kids yelled and cheered so loud I had to cover my ears. And then the movie began. Gunfight at Dirt Creek Mountain. It was a movie about cowboys and a gunfight over rolling hills in a California canyon. The good guys wore white hats and the bad guys wore black hats. They chased each other riding horses up and down and around hills. The sounds of galloping horses and the loud music drew us into the story as if we were there with the cowboys riding the horses. Everyone around me yelled and cheered. Then I realized I was yelling just as loud. We tossed popcorn up into the air. It came down upon our heads like a waterfall. Bits of paper shot through straws and zinged around the room, and I forgot about how mad my mum was going to be. The movie was so exciting. It looked like the horses and the people in a stagecoach were going to go over the edge of a cliff. One cowboy was riding his horse so fast he was trying to reach the front runaway horse so he could stop it. But it looked like he wasn't going to make it. I held my breath, but just then words flashed across the screen. "To be continued next week. Come back next Saturday for the exciting conclusion." The lights came on, and I sat there for a while thinking about what I'd just seen. I was thrilled to bits. My dad was right. I loved the movies, even if they were a bad influence. I didn't care. Mom was pretty mad at my dad when she found out he'd taken me to the movies, but she was more upset with him because he bought a brand new 1950 Chevrolet. A week later, Dad helped me to sneak out of the house when Mom wasn't looking. I had to know what happened to the stagecoach and the horses. Once again, he dropped me off at the lineup at the Fairlawn. He beamed a big smile at me. "I told you, honey. I knew you'd like the movies." For my birthday, Dad gave me a red cowboy hat and a matching red cowboy holster belt. I went outside and found some new friends. We played cowboys after school, chasing each other across front lawns, over fences, and through backyards, and up and down the hills of the ravine that cut through between the houses. We pretended we were riding our favorite horses. Mine was sometimes Silver, the Lone Ranger's white stallion, and sometimes mine was Trigger, the golden palomino. I ran around slapping my hips with my hands, making galloping sounds. The other kids did the same thing. Even girls wanted to be cowboys. That's what we wanted to be. Not many of us wanted to be the pretty ladies in the cowboy movies. They were boring and only rode around in stagecoaches or buggies, and they were always getting rescued or being kissed. Not one of us wanted to be rescued or kissed by any of the boys we knew. Riding horses to chase bad guys was a lot more fun. At the Saturday movies, we booed at the kissing scenes, and we yelled and cheered when cowboys in white hats raced on fast horses after bad guys in black hats. And we all threw popcorn into the air on Saturdays at the movie theater. I gave up my idea of becoming a nun, and I realized I had too much fun playing cowboys. Because of the Saturday movies, I knew what my destiny would be. When I grew up, I was going to be a cowboy. And I enjoyed those short trips with my dad back and forth to the Fairlawn movie theater, sitting in the front seat of his brand new Chevrolet.